Patel, and I'm so sad that I can't be in India with you guys right now. Unfortunately, I am stuck in Chicago working on internship applications. I'm currently a fourth year doctoral student in clinical psychology, so I will be graduating as a psychologist in 2019. So almost there. But I do want to take the time to kind of briefly just discuss why I got involved with the Deconstructing Stigma campaign, as well as address a little bit of the stigma and shame surrounding South Asian mental health. So about 6 years ago in 2011, I lost my mother to suicide. It was one of the most difficult things I've ever experienced, and one of the things that I avoided to actually talk about for so long. Participating in this campaign allowed me to give myself a voice, but also to give my mom a voice, to share what she went through as a South Asian woman living within the US, but how she grew up and some of those things that carried with her and how she raised us. And also just like normalizing this experience for others going through something similar. I thought that if I was able to kind of get involved with this campaign, that I can share with others what I went through, what my mom went through, and also what my family did as well. That it is something that happens, but we don't hear about it or know about it because it's often stigmatized and it's often shame that we keep things within the family. We don't go outside of it or even really talk about how that's impacting our mental health because we're afraid essentially of what other people are gonna say as well as the community. It is one of the most difficult things to kind of openly talk about that, hey, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling depressed. If my mom had done those things, maybe things would have been different. But also, the feelings of guilt related to the should haves, the could haves, the would haves that I did for so many years was actually making me more miserable and creating anxieties within myself because I was trying to find ways that I could have prevented this. Maybe I could have, maybe I couldn't. I don't know anymore. But what I know that I can do is share my story and what my family went through because I know that I'm not alone. This project helped me see that I'm not alone. There's so many other South Asian individuals experience the same thing that I have. I after in 2014, I created my own team for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention in Chicago called the Out of the Darkness Walks, and it was until 2015 actually when somebody messaged me on Facebook saying that she dealt with this as a private matter in for 10 years, and she read my story on Facebook, and it gave her the courage to step forward and come out and say, I too lost my mom to suicide. But it was such a powerful message for me that, wow, somebody took time to read what I had to say and what I was going through and actually gave them the courage to step forward. And a big part of this campaign is creating that awareness and also that safe spot for others to be able to share their stories and helping create deconstruct essentially the stigmas that are often faced in not just all the other cultures, but especially within the South Asian culture. I have dedicated my dissertation to uh, interviewing therapists that have primarily, not primarily, but mainly that have worked with South Asians and kind of comparing it to the literature that talks about needing more culturally sensitive practices. One of the things that I personally also do know is that I too felt the stigma and the shame walking into my undergrad's counseling center. I felt embarrassed. I felt scared. I was shaking. There was this, uh, it was this South Asian center right next to the counseling center's office, and I would always rush through it because I was so mortified and embarrassed that what if somebody I knew was in there? Are they going to judge me? are they going to say something? Are they going to tell somebody else that they saw me go into this office? One of the things that I know is that my mom and I were both born in India, but we were raised in two different cultures. Being raised in America also allowed me to have that freedom to kind of be open to share despite how I was raised. And it took so much courage and guts to walk into the counseling center for myself compared to what my mom couldn't do. And therefore this campaign allows me to share what I personally experienced and also help normalize it and make it okay for people to share as well and know that they're not alone. And there's somebody out there as well that knows what they're going through. But also, the more we talk about mental health issues, suicide prevention, creating that safe space, it helps deconstruct the stigma and the shame around it, providing education, which I now do to my own family members, which has helped tremendously with other mental health issues that have come up over the years. And they'll ask, like, what should we do? How should we talk to them? Is there something else that we can do? Also, I've gotten people come up to me and ask me, my Indian friends will ask me, like, how can I talk to my parents? How can I do this? How can I ask a friend, or if I'm noticing signs, something related to it? But people are stepping outside of their comfort zone and asking questions about how they can do things. And sometimes it could take one person to share something and others follow. But I still want to create that awareness, and I will continue to do so. And this project was an amazing experience for me because the other participants and I have this close bond and this community that we understand what it feels like, and also be able to create that safe space and awareness with us. And I want to thank you guys for allowing me to share this experience with you guys. So thank you